Sorry, I had to redo this again because my mom talked. But basically, you get it. I'm doing it tier list. Toy Story, I don't have to talk about it. Finding Nemo, don't have to talk about it. Incredibles, don't have to talk about it. Ratatouille is very interesting because it's not. You wouldn't think Pixar would make a film like that, and it's very creative. I like the story. I like everything about it. You'd think it'd be pretty bad because of the rat, but it's really good, to be honest. And definitely has some skill. Definitely. Up is really good. The first minute is so good. Story's really good too. The bad guy is very strong. He looks like he's for an old man, he's really strong. He can carry a sword, which is cool. I like it overall. And I also like that but it could use a bit of improvement just to be S tier. But other than that, it's pretty good. I like that the bad guy is trying to get a bird. I like it. Finding Dory is it's good, but it's not as good as the regular. It just feels like it's already been taken, the idea. And it does a good job, but it also does. It's a weird mix. But I do like the touching moments with the dad and the mom and everything else. It's a really good Pixar film overall. Good dinosaur. It's very underrated to me. I think it's actually pretty good. It's okay. The pictures though are really good. They're really good. But I think it's pretty underrated, to be honest, for a Pixar film. I think it's pretty good. Also, Monsters University, I don't really know to put it in C or B. Because obviously there's the awful one. I'm trying to put it in the middle though. And B is usually the middle, but it's just pretty weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know what to put it in. So I just put it in C. It's pretty underrated though to me too. I like it though. I like it. There's some nice things. It's pretty bad too though. I can see why people don't like it. It has a lot of improvements. It throws the two really well made characters into this. It just shows their college life. And I would have preferred this movie that probably a lot of you guys haven't heard of. Monsters Inc. Lost in Paradise. It was supposed to be a second one for Monsters Inc. But Monsters Inc. 2 Lost in Paradise. And so we got just Monsters University. It's meh. It's pretty meh. Next is Cars. And holy moly, the jokes are so good. I love this film. My family loves this film. Everyone loves this film in my family. It's just great. They did such a good job. With this movie. Oh, it's not as good as Toy Story or anything, huh? But to us, it's really good. Really good. It's just so good. That story, the juicy, touching moments. One thing I don't like, though, that will probably make it go A, is that for a long time, the character doesn't like where he is. And it's really long. It's for half of the movie, and then it's already too late. Cars 3. It's good. I mean, it goes back to a really good sporting type. I didn't like it a bunch, but it's definitely a really, like a really good improvement from number 2. Cars 2. It's definitely a really good improvement. And it has everything that a Pixar film would have. Some touching moments, some stuff. It's not as good as it's the first one. It could use a little bit more to be as good as the first one, and then a lot more to be S tier. But it's a good comeback from number 2. Now, I would say A Bug's Life is pretty underrated, but I really did like the story. I liked it a lot. I would say it's pretty underrated. It's good. I don't really like the colors. I like the colors, but like everyone looks kind of bland, same. It's still pretty good though. It's pretty underrated to me, like really underrated. But it could use some improvements here and there. It's kind of like Up, except Up isn't underrated. Up is just good. Here comes the Incredible 2 that I like. Holy moly. This is just the plot. Everything is better. The plot, the graphics, the story to me, everything is better. Literally everything. One thing that is buffed down though a little bit is like the fighting, the punching and everything. That kind of to me. But it's still pretty good. The action is but I do like it more than The Incredibles. The Incredibles had good stuff, but it's just, yeah. Now, probably my favorite, or one of my favorites, I can't pick between these 3. WALL-E, Monsters, Inc. I forgot the last one. Toy Story. They're just so good to me. WALL-E is just S tier. I love those 3 movies. Eva. Just how he says Eva. WALL-E's so cute. I just love WALL-E. I love watching it over and over again. It's just, it's good. I don't have to say anything. Monsters Inc. is Monsters Inc. It's just great. It's the best. It's so good. Oh, it's so touching that it's just so close to being my favorite, but ties with Toy Story and WALL-E. It's just so touching, and I love it for that. Inside Out. I know a lot of people think it's the best, but it definitely has its moments where it's not great. It's actually pretty bad in some moments. I love it though. Don't get me wrong. It's a good film, but there's so much better film that you're like, okay, it's good. Everything's good about it. It does way better than other things, I'm telling you. But there's so many better films that it kind of drags you down a bit. It's time for Coco. And surprisingly, it's not one of my favorites. It's not one of my favorites. It's like the other guy. You know where he puts one, and then after Coco. It's not one of my favorites. Right, Coco and then Swoop. It's definitely not one of my favorites. Like, I'm putting it in S tier, but look how many there are that are just way better and that are way better classics. I love it. I love the film, but it can use some improvement. I actually really don't like Toy Story 2. It's a good comeback, but they did a lot of things wrong in my eye. It's not as good. It's definitely not as good. It's pretty bad, to be honest to me. It's okay. Then they make a sweet comeback with Toy Story 3. I love Toy Story 3. It just has that sweet everything that the first one had. The second one isn't that good, though. It's just that sweet stuff. I hate Brave. It's just not. My mom loves this. My dad loves this. I don't like it. My mom's friend loves this. I don't like it. I don't know what it is. It just feels so boring and bland to me. It just. I know my mom hates this, but I actually don't think it's a bad idea. I was thinking putting it in B tier, but that's how much I like this movie. No, even S. I love this movie. Onward is good. Just the mechanics, but I will say what this other guy said. It is pretty sloppy where everyone is how they get there at the same time. That's pretty sloppy, but it's still pretty good to me. That doesn't bother me. And the last two, Toy Story 4 and Soul. Toy Story 4, I'm gonna say is just... It's great. Toy Story 2 is the only one that's not as good. It's just great. And then Soul, great. These rows of movies are just great. And then these are good, but they could use some improvements here and there. These are okay. They're okay. They're not bad, but they're not good. Also okay. It's actually a little bit under average, but it's still pretty good. These, I don't really like it. I'll watch it here and there, but it's just ew. And then I'll fall off. And yeah, this is my hero list. So, I mean, yeah, bye.